Let's talk about a revolution. Today we're diving into the story of a small, pretty unassuming wine bar from Osaka that decided to take on the centuries-old, kind of stuffy traditions of the wine industry. And trust me, it's a fascinating story about breaking all the rules, being radically transparent, and starting a full-blown wine movement in Japan. But let's start with a feeling I bet you know all too well. You're out at a nice place, they hand you that huge wine list, and your eyes just glaze over. It's overwhelming, right? Well, the founder of luvwine felt the exact same way. He kept asking himself things like, why do I get so nervous when the sommelier walks over? Or how much would this bottle really cost if I just bought it at a store? And the big one, why can't I just try a single glass of the really, really good stuff without having to buy the whole bottle? And these are the classic problems, aren't they? You've got this massive, confusing list, pricing that feels totally random and way too high, and that little voice in your head, that fear that you're going to pick the wrong wine. The founder of luvwine looked at all this and didn't see tradition. He saw problems. Problems that were standing directly between regular people and the simple joy of finding a wine they absolutely love. So back in 2006, this small bar opens up in Osaka's Tenma district, and it has a totally radical plan to take every single one of those problems and just solve them, to build a completely new kind of wine experience from the ground up. Their whole concept was built around this idea they called casual luxury. The goal was as simple as it was revolutionary: make amazing, high-end, premium wines feel accessible, fun, and not the least but scary. They wanted to create, and this is their own phrase, Japan's most approachable wine bar, a place where literally anyone could feel comfortable exploring the world of wine. And you know what? The idea really took off. After that first spot opened in 2006, they just kept growing, adding more bars in super popular areas of Osaka like Tennochi and Namba. And now, almost 2 decades later, they're getting ready to take this whole thing national with a full-on franchise launch set for 2025. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But it definitely brings up one huge question. How in the world is this even possible financially? I mean, how can you serve premium wines, keep the prices that low, and still run a business that actually makes money? All right, let's get into it. The secret to the entire luvwine system, the thing that makes it all work, is that they decided to challenge the single biggest rule in the restaurant wine business. Their model, and this comes from their own training materials, was literally designed to shatter the common sense of the industry. And this is where you can see just how disruptive they are. The industry standard forever has been to mark up a bottle's price by 3, maybe even 4 times what it costs at retail. But luvwine, they use a dead simple formula. It's the retail price plus a flat fee of 1,000 yen. That's it. So just look at that 10,000 yen bottle. Somewhere else you could be paying up to 28,000 yen for it. At luvwine, it's 11,000. It's crazy, but the more expensive the wine, the better the deal gets. And that pricing model leads to their absolute showstopper deal. They claim, and this is a big claim, to be the only place on earth where you can get a glass of wine that retails for over $100 for just 1,800 yen. We're talking about $12. This completely changes everything. It turns exploring the world's best wines from a rare, special occasion into something you can actually afford to do regularly. So how do they pull this off without going bankrupt? Well, it's all down to this incredibly smart, incredibly focused system. Each week, they focus on a new country. They limit the menu to just 8 wines. By doing that, they basically get rid of all the waste from open bottles that don't sell. And because of this simple structure, they can offer over 450 different high-end wines over the course of a year, which keeps things exciting and turns first-time visitors into loyal fans. But look, that revolutionary business model is really only half the story. The real secret sauce, the thing that I think fuels their growth and makes people love them, is this really deep philosophy of hospitality that goes way beyond just pouring drinks. Right here, this is the core mission statement, pulled straight from their internal training manual. It says, to make everyone involved happy. And they mean everyone. It's not just about the customer, it's about the staff, it's about their families, it's even about their suppliers and partners. The whole idea is that a great business should create this positive ripple effect of happiness that touches everybody. And this distinction, also from their company manual, really gets to the heart of it all. They draw a really sharp line between what they call service and hospitality. Service, they say, is just a task. It's the mechanical part, taking an order, bringing food. It's the bare minimum. But hospitality, that's heartfelt care. It's not about what you do, it's about who you are. It's that genuine desire to bring someone joy, And that is the real standard they're shooting for. So, when you take that disruptive business model and you combine it with this really deep philosophy, what do you get? Well, you get some truly massive ambitions for the future. This thing is ready to scale.
Yeah, so if you're thinking this is just a cute little local bar, think again. The company has a 3-year plan to hit an annual revenue of 300 million yen. That's about $2 million US dollars. This is a serious business, and they have a vision for some major growth.
And honestly, their future plans go so far beyond just the bar. They're jumping into e-commerce, catering, even manufacturing their own kitchen cars, and selling antique furniture. They're not just building a chain of wine bars anymore. They are building a multifaceted lifestyle brand, all born from that one simple idea. When you step back, the story of Love Wine is just this perfect example of what can happen when you question one single fundamental assumption. In their case, how you're supposed to price wine. Just questioning that one thing unlocked a completely new way of doing business. So it kind of leaves us with this really interesting question to think about. What's the so-called unbreakable rule in your industry, or maybe even in your own life, that's just sitting there, waiting for somebody to come along and completely shatter it?